Welcome to another week of Does This Podcast Suck? This is episode 28. As always, I've got Kyle here.
Yo.
Said your name first this week.
Hey, fuck
shit.
you.
I win.
Doug, hear the emotion.
You better show more emotion next time, asshole.
It's incredible. And empty as well.
I am indeed.
Last but not least.
Tacked on.
Like a common...
Last out of two people, yeah. I feel fucking horrible.
Shut up, please.
I'm gonna go kill myself now.
So, this week started off actually a lot less retarded than usual, but then as always,
Well,
it devolved so much.
Yeah, like in just the last day even. Like it was fine all week and then all of a sudden it's like,
Somebody looked at the calendar like, fuck, it's almost been a week.
well, to be fair, the major news that broke after our last recording was Nintendo's shitty 3DS update bullshit.
Yes.
So
let's
they didn't
just
start
lead
off with a good
that
start.
one. So, Nintendo, okay, and it's like, when you hear about like a new 3DS model, it's like, another one, all right, whatever, that's cool, right? So, the new 3DS, which they've gone the Apple route, and right now it's just called the new 3DS, and that makes me want to kill someone.
I don't think it's just a matter of right now. If you look at the pictures, it's actually stamped on the back. That is the name.
No, it's not. Let's just pretend it's not. Although, I think for the first time, this is probably the least dusty old men thing I've seen from Nintendo, copying Apple.
Well, most of it.
So, in typical Nintendo fashion, it's been, a month or two since the last new model?
Pretty much.
So, here it is. The new 3DS and the new 3DS XL. Which, okay. And it's in the hardware where things start to get a little weird. They've added shit in for their stupid fucking amiibo thing, which I just... whatever. The little figurines, what is it, a ripoff of Skylanders or whatever the fuck thing. They need it on the buy toys to get shit in video games market, which is, I guess, exploding.
Yeah, admittedly, it's pretty fucking successful. I mean, I think that was Activision's biggest moneymaker to even pass Call of Duty, I believe.
That's really sad. But I guess Nintendo wisely wants in on that market. The Wii U gamepad already has NFC in it. 3DS does not. So the new hardware is going to take advantage of that, which that's fine. And they've also got a from what I've read, a slightly faster CPU in the new 3DS, which normally, whatever. It's people are guessing it's probably going to make some of the online shit work a little better. Just the OS in general will probably be less of a cumbersome piece of shit like it is right now. If you have a 3DS, I'm sure you're kind of wishing it was a little less sluggish in the menus. That's fine. The part where everything kind of comes screeching to a halt and makes you go, huh? They're releasing a game that exclusively works on this new redesigned 3DS. Now, the game isn't some bullshit game. Like, in the past, I was just looking to see what the DSi exclusive titles are, because if you guys may remember when the DSi came out, there was a few quote-unquote exclusives. And it's just a bunch of stupid shit. Like Photo Showdown, Picture Perfect Hair Salon, and System Flaw.
Yeah, whatever the fuck was a 5-star title.
System Flaw?
No, the hair salon. The hair salon? Totally.
Definitely. Maybe it was made by Tim Gunn. Does have a picture of some chick that looks like maybe from Arrested Development on the box, so
I don't know that that's helping anything. Really?
Probably not. So, those were the exclusives for the DSi. And, no one gives a fuck. It didn't matter. It was like, oh, what? Exclusives? And then you saw what they were, and you're like, oh, okay, nobody gives a fuck. And then maybe some like downloadable titles, but a lot of that it's mostly bullshit. The thing here is it's Xenoblade Chronicles, which is like a real game. Not a bullshit game, a real game. and that's only going to be playable on this redesigned 3DS, which means if you already have a 3DS, you're fucked. So what does that mean? You either get to spend, I don't know, how much does the 3DS cost? Like $200?
Cheaper than that now, I think.
Kind of hard to find a price. I think the retail for the XL is $200, and
Yeah, that could be.
the normal is like $160 or something. But yeah, it's a bit much. Not a trivial amount of money just to upgrade the 3DS to an upgrade that isn't, doesn't seem like it should really be necessary because the thing's 3 years old?
And the main thing seems to be getting the NFC stuff in there. Everything else is just slightly better. Like it's slightly longer battery life.
Right. Well, the battery life
Slightly.
looks like... Oh, no, yeah. 3.5 to 7 compared to 3.5 to 6.5. Whoa!
Yeah.
A whole 30 minutes.
30 minutes to an hour, depending on, whatever. And then the 3D works slightly better. And then, the C stick.
Which should be more accurately named the C button. That looks like shit. That's what you're supposed to control things with?
It's the C nub.
Yeah, it is. The fucking C nub. So,
3DS
all the other
now with
bullshit
a
is
clitoris.
fine. You want to put out new hardware. Put out new hardware. Nobody gives a fuck. But the whole, we're going to have an exclusive game for what is supposed to just be a hardware revamp for an existing console. This seems unwise to me.
Yeah, like if the bigger processor was just for, we have online features we can use now, or, we need it for these amiibo things. Sure, why not? But yeah, when you start making titles that only work on it, then problems happen. That's when you piss people off.
This is, I really hope Nintendo doesn't start making stuff only for the new 3DS. So there's going to be a lot of pissed off people. If you just end up launching Xenoblade Chronicles and that's it, okay, I guess. Still really stupid. But okay, if it's one game, whatever. They start doing all their games on there though, there's gonna be
hell.
Oh yeah, there will be hell. I will not be buying this. And if they do that, then go fuck themselves. If they don't do that, then maybe I want one. But if they do that, they can definitely go fuck themselves. So I'm kind of waiting to see what happens. I don't mind new stuff. That's fine. Slim PS4s and that shit all would be fine. You make it so that you need it to play new games, then we got a problem. So I don't think they're that stupid, but I don't know. And the other annoying part is sometimes people just fly in to defend them. And it's just, why do people defend them for making stupid decisions? Well, they did that before. The one I've seen from like 3 or 4 different people. Well, the Game Boy Color came out 9 fucking years later. And half the Game Boy Game Color games... Game Boy Game Color... What the fuck am I even saying? I'm too mad to speak. Half the fucking Color games were backwards compatible with the fucking Game Boy. I've never seen that. Have you ever seen people make games that are backwards compatible? I've seen consoles that are backwards compatible. The fucking games work on non-color Game Boys.
Considering the real difference was that, now they're in color instead of monochrome, I think it had
a faster processor too.
Well, probably because of the color.
Probably.
Like downscaling it back to monochrome, I'm sure just made it like any other game.
Yeah, I mean,
quit making sense, damn it.
But not the same thing. The DSi, which is the thing I open with, similar, but it was stuff no one gave a fuck about. I never owned a DSi. I didn't give a fuck. There's nothing on the DSi anyone gives a shit about. It's all fucking camera games and stupid shit.
Pretty sure that was the tagline for the DSi.
It's all camera games and stupid shit. It probably was the tagline. It's like the equivalent of fucking smartphone games. I don't need a new DS for that. I can do that on my smartphone. So, didn't give a fuck about that. But this is a real game, so that they're treading in some suspicious territory here. It's I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see.
Just to throw on some for the Dusty Old Men pile, it will also still not be like region free.
Right.
It's still region locked.
And
so,
from what I gathered, basically it's because reasons.
Yeah, they're like, well, we make games for all the regions, so I mean, you should. That's why.
Are they even fucking? I just don't understand. Do companies like seriously think we're fucking retarded?
No, like it was some excuse about how they have different rating systems. Yeah, you're not selling Japanese games in Europe yourself. Like people can then import them. That people understand how that works. Apparently, you don't.
It's stupid.
Well, the original DS wasn't region locked.
Nope.
That's
they
what's
switched
even
it with
more mind-blowing. Why would you do that?
Because I had a Japanese DS Lite for a long time before they came out over here.
Yeah, it was like with the 3DS, they switched it back to being region locked for like no fucking reason.
Well, apparently because fuck you. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Is it some misguided piracy prevention, or I don't understand? I can only assume it's something to do with that because they did hack the ever-loving shit out of the DS. I mean, you could, but that's besides the point. You do that with or without region locking. But I definitely feel the Dusty Old Men angle probably played into that. Well, it'll prevent this because computers. Even though they make fucking computer games, essentially. So that's, I don't know. It's cool to see new hardware. It is not cool to see that it might have exclusive games for it. So hopefully there's a little more info. They just kind of like dropped this and walked away. Like, all right, here you go. Take that, internet. Everybody was like, because the internet. I mean, what did they think was going to happen? Well, they probably didn't, because Dusty Old Men. So, this should be interesting. No. And then let's see. Oh yeah, and in relation to that, the amiibos are now up for pre-order. The first 12 figures cost. Now, is this $12.99 each?
Yes.
Or like a pack? Are you fucking serious?
Well, that's how that shit works. Like, I think
fuck.
I personally think that amount is a bit high. Like, $10 would have been
pack of 12.
No, God, no. You haven't looked at any of that Skylander shit ever, have you?
Are you fucking serious? Holy mother of God. They want $13. You could buy games in the shop for less than that. Holy
you clearly
shit.
have no experience with this particular phenomenon, do you?
And I thought their ROMs were overpriced. Jesus Christ. I was like, $5 for an NES game? Fuck you. $12 for a plastic figure?
It could have been much worse. Like, I believe the other big one, Disney Infinity, I think they charge like $15 for each of theirs. It's like, fuck you.
How long do you think it is before someone fucking makes an app for smartphones that just lets you hack that? Guess what smartphones all have on them now?
Yeah.
Yeah. We all got NFC. I'm hoping there's a way.
But for those that are actually interested, the figures that they'll initially have are Mario, Peach, Donkey Kong, Fox, Kirby, Link, Marth, Pikachu, Samus, Villager from Animal Crossing or whatever it is.
And here's the one I've been waiting for.
The Wii Fit Trainer. Yes.
Yes.
And
a generic looking person figure.
Yeah, like I honestly think $12.99 is pushing it.
Don't forget Yoshi.
Well, to be fair, these do have something associated with them for the game, so it's not just the figure.
Yeah. Well, still, most of the Skylanders ones are like $10. Disney went fucking apeshit and charges like $15 for theirs.
I just don't even understand. People really, honestly buy this shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay.
Mostly little kids, but still.
And I get that. Little kids want stupid shit. Although as a kid, like, you want that dumbass thing or a fucking action figure? You get like a fucking foot-tall action figure for like $3. Or you have this shitty thing that plugs into your games? I don't know. As a kid, I would have rather had an action figure.
I forget what all it has on it as is, but with the Skylanders one, whatever figures you buy, You drop them on the thing, and then you get to play as that figure, basically, in the game.
And there's no other way to do that?
Nope.
That's fucking evil.
Well, it's basically physical DLC.
Wow. Holy shit, that is terrible.
That's what it amounts to. If I was a kid and that shit came out, I would have been all over that fucking stuff.
Yeah, I guess so.
And
I just
I get it.
Your parents would have hated you.
Does Smash Brothers really cater that well to children, though? I just don't see this going on.
Well, I mean, like, that's my issue with this right now, too, is, like, we know essentially what they are for in Smash Brothers, and that's it. There's been, like, no real information about what they're doing in any other game with these things. They're just like, oh, yeah, these will work in other games.
I don't even see their purpose in Smash Brothers. It's either hacks or call a character. Who gives a fuck? And if it's hacks, no? How about not? Like, if you put Mario down and you're playing Mario, do you get, like, a stronger Mario? Because, fuck that.
There's supposed to be some weird, like, leveling component with them, too. Like, even what they've said on the Smash Brothers stuff, they haven't really explained it. It's like, hey, you can do these things. It's like, okay, what do those things do?
I think they understand the internet just enough to know that they shouldn't tell us when they're doing bad things. Like, that's it. That's all they know about the internet, which is really all they need to know. Mind-blowing. So, I guess in other news. Good news. Sony, since we're already talking about, Sony's going to have an update finally bring themes to the dashboard. Only took them like a fucking year, but here we are. Which is, it's cool. The other question I have, and I'm not expecting a good answer to this, is can I use my own backgrounds? Or are they going to fuck us and make us, like, buy shit? Because that's really what people want the most. It's just the ability to put a fucking wallpaper there.
Yeah.
I'm tired of staring at that blue, whatever the fuck background. It's
blue floaty shit.
Yeah, blue floaty shit. Just like when the PS3 came out, they had different color floaty shit. All right, Sony, I get it. You love floaty shit. Maybe I want fucking Spider-Man in the background, right? Maybe that's what I want. Or maybe I want a video game in the background. Or basically anything but what you make me use.
Yep.
So, I don't know. They're saying they're custom themes. I wish when they announced this shit that they would just fucking tell us everything at once. Like, why is it got to be themes?
Walk away.
And would you like to, I don't know, tell us anything?
They're themes. They're for your PS4. There.
All right.
Moving on.
Like, does the press not go, okay, so what the fuck does that mean? Or do they just kind of walk into the sunset? I don't understand.
Yeah, it is a really strange amount of ambiguity for something so simple.
Right, yeah. Like, which is why people are going to assume, okay, you're probably going to fuck us, and it's, like, they're going to all be paid themes, and, like, you can't change the background. I really wouldn't be surprised. They're just that cunty.
Once it's, like, in there, you're going to start seeing that shit as, like, pre-order bonuses and on discs and stuff, too.
Well, that's fine. I don't give a fuck about that. As long as I can still do my own. If they still want to do that kind of shit, they did that before. When I beat Kingdom Hearts, I got a fucking theme.
Yeah.
For some reason. I guess that was kind of cool. I'm using it.
Yeah, they had I think one came with a pre-order, too, or something like that.
Well, just when I beat the game, it was like, and you've unlocked the theme. And I was like, what?
Yeah, there's a couple you can get off the disc, and then there was one for pre-ordering or something. Or maybe it just came with the special edition, I don't know.
And that's kind of cool. It's a whole theme. I don't give a fuck about the theme. I just want to change my wallpaper. That's it.
Well, I like it for the, like, what some of those, and one of the Kingdom Hearts ones does it changes the icons.
Right, it's a whole
which
theme.
Is
sounds,
fun.
Icons, everything. That's cool.
Yeah.
But if I don't give a fuck about that and just want to change my background, it'd be nice if, well, let's get down to it, really. It'd be nice if the PS4 did all the shit the PS3 did.
Yeah, which, give it like 4 more years and maybe we'll have that.
God.
Just in time for the PS5.
So, well, hopefully that comes to fruition. Please don't fuck us, Sony.
It was implied that it'll be in their next update, so I guess we'll see.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, all the articles say next update. Of course, when that is, we have no idea because it's like they're just fucking with us like all the time. I'm thinking maybe they'll want to get it out pretty close to Destiny because I feel certain there's going to be a Destiny theme to launch it. Yeah. They paid a hell of a lot of money to them to not have like just everything everywhere possible. I'm surprised the white controllers don't fucking say Destiny down the side. I want one of those too, the white ones. I had a white PS3 controller, so I was like, ooh, I don't need it, but I want it. I'm like the perfect customer. I don't need this, but I need it.
Like, it's hard to tell, like, because I mean, depending on where they got their info too, if they got it from like a translated fucking thing, then God only knows what it actually said.
And yeah, I mean, it did say it was at a Japan Asia press conference, so
yeah.
I don't have to take that with a grain of salt. And this is The Escapist, so.
Well, speaking of terrible translations too, the other Sony news was horribly translated. Like, I actually had to do some fucking background checking on this one. But
okay, this is funny because I know that you linked to this Kotaku article. The first time I even heard of this, it was correct. So somehow, and it's still fucked up. They didn't even fix it yet, did they?
Nope.
This article is still wrong.
Oh, so is the one that it cites as its source too.
GameSpot.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, so the deal is in Japan.
Also need to have owned the no. GameSpot updated. And The Escapist, as per usual, are shit sacks. Go on.
Okay, the last time I looked, the other one hadn't updated yet either, and that was like a couple days ago. Anyways, in Japan, the Vita, you can actually there's like some sort of app or something you can install on like your PSP or something that lets you put your UMD in and register it or whatever online, and then you can then pay like a upgrade fee or whatever to get a digital version of the game if available and put it on your Vita, which is pretty cool.
Seriously the coolest shit ever.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't fucking do that here.
Or how about when you do your bullshit with PS Now, whatever, why don't you fucking let us do that?
Yeah, exactly.
But they won't because fuck you.
Yeah, if it's not in Japan, fuck you. But anyways, the deal is like they have like I think there's 300 some titles like that you can do that with. And from starting now until the end of the year in Japan, they are waiving that fee for PlayStation Plus subscribers. So, if you have a bunch of PSP games, you don't have to pay anything and you can get them on your Vita.
Fuck. Just open the floodgates. Yeah. They're going to sell so many Vitas. They know it too.
There's like 250 that are like applicable to the deal. But yeah, why they never did that shit here, like, because I would love that. I might actually get a Vita sooner if they did that here, because I have a whole shitload of PSP games. My PSP is so fucking old that I literally cannot play it unless it's plugged into the wall.
Wow. Do you have the 1000?
Yeah.
Oh god, I'm so
It actually originally belonged to Mike.
So it's
like it was his, too. And then Shannon, being the cheap ass that she was, like fucking bought it from him so that he could buy a newer one. And I got his old one for Christmas.
Oh god!
I mean, I wasn't complaining because I
you were
still
like,
got one. So.
A Sony thing,
shiny.
But yeah, like as of the last time I played it, I could not keep a battery charge.
Yeah, it would be nice if we got this, but it's like sometimes I feel like Sony of America hates us. Yeah. I feel like Nintendo of America hates us sometimes too. Why does everybody in Japan get all this cool shit, and then they get here and they're like, nah, go fuck yourself.
Like, and they just like assume that we don't want it or something. Like, oh,
or
no,
like
you guys...
that we can't fucking know. Hello, the internet, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
we know what you're doing because everyone there can tell us.
It's not 1990 anymore. People actually know what the internet is.
In 1990, we still had the internet and magazines. Like,
yeah, but that took
phones
forever.
Existed. Guess what people did? They called each other. Like, I'm sure someone at fucking, what was the 90s? Game Pro knew a guy in Japan. I'm just saying. Come on.
It was still, you'd get news like once a month then. It wasn't instantaneous.
But a month later, you might be outraged and have nowhere to complain because forums didn't really exist unless you wore Coke bottles for glasses and that in your mother's basement. But that's besides the point. I don't really know, but that's bullshit. That's the main point. Come on,
but
do
like,
it.
Even if we didn't get like this special thing that they're doing right now, if they just did the initial thing that they fucking did in Japan, people would be all over that shit.
Fuck yeah. I don't even own a PSP. I still want this to exist. I don't have any PSP games like I give a fuck. But still. Especially considering you could probably go find used copies and pay the upgrade fee and still pay less than their obnoxious fucking digital prices.
Yeah. Well, it got especially used copies. Fucking, those are probably what $1 a piece now?
Yeah, UMDs? Christ. Forget about it. Yeah. I don't know if we're ever going to see this. It would be nice, but it seems like they kind of just do these things and they're like, ha! Nah, fuck you guys.
Yeah, I like to comment on like what was wrong with the articles in the first place. They were just flat out being like, oh, 250 free PSP games.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And then like, no information in the title, so it was basically clickbait. You'd click on it and be like, in Japan only.
Sorry.
Like, thanks.
Hey, go fuck yourself. Thanks. I hate you.
But then, they didn't even get that right, so.
Yeah. We need to start going to other websites for our game. I'm getting sick of the escapist and their bullshit.
Well, you know what?
You know who you shouldn't be quoting? Let me tell you which website you shouldn't fucking quote from. GameSpot. You fucking kidding me? At least IGN is just riddled as that site is. They're usually pretty up to date with facts. And even if they report bullshit, they're very quick to update. GameSpot, as you noted, didn't update for days. Come on. And then if you do post this bullshit, go back and check it. Really? The other article has been updated at least for like a day or two.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those things where, like, honestly, if I were writing an article about that and I, went to GameSpot for some reason. And
you'd be like,
I'd be like, that
seems off.
Yeah. Exactly.
You owned a PSP. Have all the PSP games. I'm thinking
for
no.
Free.
For free. Yay. No. What Sony do you know? Because, Which really is par for the course for gaming journalism at this point.
That's why it's dying.
Hey. So there was, on that note, about shitty game journalism, there's this big article I was reading today in Slate. A bunch of websites, the gaming press declares that gamers are dead, but they are the ones who are becoming obsolete. There's just this big article about, like, all these gaming websites are just... It's really complicated, and I really don't give a fuck why. It's just... There's everyone who even unfortunately finds themselves, going through Reddit and reading some of this just absolutely mind-numbing stupid shit happening. There's always something dramatic happening in what I guess you would call the gaming community. Partly to do with the fact that all the the self-described journalists in gaming, which really, they're basically in bed with all the developers. And there's, depending on where, there's some pretty shitty separation of church and state, as it's called. You've got inflated scores and people reviewing games that their fucking friend made and giving it a good score and just like shit that's kind of like not okay.
People sleeping with other people.
Yeah. And I
think that's actually what was the catalyst that set this whole thing off,
right.
If I remember correctly.
And here's what gets me here's what gets me kind of annoyed. They attribute, like, okay, this stuff happens and people start making, death threats and making sexual comments and shit. And it's like, okay, this literally happens with everything. And then they say that the gaming community is just full of shitty people and tell us we're shitty constantly. Like, everything is sexualized. You're all shitty misogynists and fucking white 24-year-old frat boys, essentially. It's like every other fucking article is telling us how shitty we are.
Because apparently they haven't seen the rest of the internet.
Right, like this. Have you ever read an article about Obama on, like, even liberal stronghold websites is filled with fucking just vile, horrid, racist shit? Not like pretend, like, borderline sort of hidden racism, but just like straight up N-word and just fucking everything. And you're just like, you're a person that exists somewhere and you have the ability to type. Why? But, you know, it must be the gaming community, because it's not just that anonymous people on the internet are fuckheads, as the people at Penny Arcade so eloquently described. Audience plus anonymity equals total dickwad.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's just like, why are we all being lumped in with all these shitty, terrible people? Like, I don't think that most rational human beings like agree with this kind of stuff. I mean, maybe Chax, but he's a shitty person too.
Yeah.
He's pretty much 4chan personified. But it's not like the majority of people that way. It's just like how everyone thinks Americans are like all religious and fucking insane and fat and stupid. It's like, yeah, well, that's because the loudest, most obnoxious people's voices are heard. You know who gets heard the most? The people making death threats. Because they're making death threats.
Yep.
That doesn't mean that everyone in the gaming community is terrible. What you should be doing is not fucking covering this stuff. Who gives a fuck? Stop it. No one cares. This shit is stupid as fuck. I try to ignore it, but it's everywhere. Even like good sites are reporting about how other shitty sites are reporting about stuff. It fucking blows my mind.
That's one place where I have to give the escapist points. Like I saw a post on their forums from like their editor. He basically was like flat out like, I'm not talking about this shit. This isn't news.
It's stupid. I don't give a fuck if some indie developer slept with someone. Just fucking fire that person then. Stop making a controversy out of everything. And if that does happen, we should all just stop going there and then ignore whatever happens after that. Somebody fired someone at GameSpot for giving Kane and Lynch a bad review. You know why I don't go to GameSpot anymore? Because fuck GameSpot.
That was good old Jeff Gerstmann, Jeff Gerstmann who's now running Giant Bomb, which is a way better website.
Right. So fuck them. Go to Giant Bomb. Apparently don't go to Rock, Paper, Shotgun because they're just fueling this kind of obnoxious bullshit too. They're one of the ones in this article. What was their headline? I don't know, some dumb shit. Gamers are over. Fuck you. So the article is talking about all this shit. I kind of went off on a rant about how annoying this is as I'm talking about it. This is the one and only fucking time. And it goes on to say, like, all these websites have these articles like Gamers Are Over, A Guide to Ending Gamers. There are gamers at the gate, but they may already be dead. We might be witnessing the death of an identity. And the websites, they're all shit. Destructoid, Kotaku, probably... Kotaku is really just king of this shit pile. Why anyone ever fucking goes there, it blows my mind. Stop. Just stop. Just never go there. It's shit. And it is funny. I believe BuzzFeed is in here, which is hilarious. That's not a gaming website. It's a fucking shitty version of Reddit.
Just to interject for some context on Kotaku, they're the ones with the chick that writes articles about how like being like people killing her in Call of Duty is like basically rape.
Right. Just stop going there. Stop paying attention to them.
It's like you just like how do these people even know how to speak?
That's all they know how to speak is just rape over and over. Like there's this whole culture of shit where people I'm going to start talking about Maddox because that's how fucking retarded this stuff is. I don't think I've ever seen it so eloquently explained as Maddox's thing about the fucking Spider-Woman comic cover. There are seriously people that just go around being offended about nothing. Stop making everything sexual, even if it's not. Stop turning everything into fucking rape. Stop just being offended just to be offended. Just stop. Stop making controversy about everything. Just play the fucking game, and if you don't like it, don't buy it.
Well, it's like
If they're doing
perpetuated.
things you don't like, then just don't buy it. Stop. Just...
Well, part of the problem too is you have those other people that perpetuate the first people. They're like, oh no, they're totally right. You know, the fucking internet white knights.
White knights, which normally I think that term is improperly used, and it pretty much just applies to a person I don't agree with. But there's so many fucking mindless zealots.
I believe the
think
common
that would be
term
the proper term
for it now is social justice warrior.
Yes, SJWs, which is itself stupid as fuck anyway. But
yeah,
that's a whole. What happens is these terms get invented to be offensive because there are genuinely fucking insane people that really do think of themselves as social justice warriors, and then it gets applied to anyone that's like not sexist. So
yeah,
I don't even want to go there. But this shit it's getting fucking ridiculous. What needs to happen is news journalism places need to stop fucking reporting on this stuff. It's irrelevant. It means nothing to anyone. This is seriously like tabloid shit. This is the shit you see in like the Daily Sun or whatever shit ass rag is at the checkout at your Safeway, you know, like the fucking grocery store. The shit you see where like the photos are clearly fake and everything inside it is fucking absurd. That's what this is. It's fucking stupid. It has nothing to do with anything. It's gossip. Shut the fuck up. If you're in a respectable gaming news place, it's kind of ridiculous to even say journalism in the first place, but you need to stop. This isn't news. It's bullshit. And then the other thing, developers, you got to kind of feel for them because they're just seeing the absolute filth of human society just piling on them on Twitter.
Well, yeah,
what you need to do is grow thicker skin and ignore them. I don't support the people that are saying all this shit, but you shouldn't be getting so distraught by these horrid things people say because they're just saying shit because they're terrible people. You shouldn't be so distraught that you like leave game development. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like Adam Sessler just got sick of it and quit. The Fez guy, who was admittedly a shit sack, got all butt frustrated and quit too. Like, just ignore it. Like, it sucks and it's terrible and they shouldn't say this shit, but why are you listening? Think of the shit that actors have to deal with.
Like one of the bigger like YouTube game people, I forget his name, but like he turned off comments on all his videos like this past week.
Yeah, whatever. I guess. Just ignore it. I mean, that seems kind of... And it shouldn't happen. We all know that. You think you're going to change the mind of all those shitty people saying those things by whining about it? You know what you're going to do? You're going to egg them on.
They really zone in on the negative comments too, because I'm sure they get tons of positive shit too.
Well, yeah.
And they focus.
But, I mean, I get it though. Like, someone says something bad about you and you do zero in on it, it kind of ruins your day. But you got to get used to this shit because there's terrible people. The more famous you become, the more awful people come out of the woodwork to say awful things. You can't focus on that. You've got to ignore it. It happens everywhere. Like, look, a director posts something about a movie someone doesn't like and gets death threats regularly. They don't quit making movies. They just ignore the fuckers. It's horrible. It shouldn't happen. People should not be saying this shit, but they're going to. It doesn't necessarily mean there's something wrong with the gaming community. It means there's something wrong with those people. They're always going to be there. You can't change their mind. You keep fucking this barrage of shit on all these websites, all these articles. Like, we don't already fucking know this stuff exists. We know. You're preaching to the fucking choir, or you're just egging on all the shitheads. You're not doing anything. We know this. This is like basic shit that not shitty people know. And they just keep hammering it and making it worse and saying ridiculous things. There's this point where it's justified and we're like, yeah, I get it. Those people they're shit. I'm with you. But then it just keeps going and they're inventing shit. And you have that Anita Sarkeesian, whatever the fuck her name is, just off in crazy land doing God knows what. And there's people pretty much, I'm not even going to get into it. It's getting ridiculous. And it has nothing to do with gaming.
Going on for like 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's getting ridiculous. It's just stop. I'm tired of seeing it. I don't click on this shit. I see the headline as I'm scrolling by in Reddit and I'm just like, ugh. Or comments about it and I don't know what they're talking about and I don't want to know. What the fuck does this have to do with playing video games? It's never going to go away. I just wish they'd stop reporting about it. And then we get shit like this. The end of gamers. Come on.
Oh, I mean,
are you really going to chastise your only audience? You're going to talk to the only people that are reading this are the people you're talking about. Are you guys all like fucking stupid?
Well, I mean, it's Fox News. Really? I mean, think about it. That's what it is. That's what all those sites have turned into, apparently.
No, because Fox News doesn't start talking about how old people are killing America. That would be their audience.
It's just everybody.
Exactly.
That would literally be like Bill O'Reilly going on and saying, if only all the old people would die off, maybe we could have some real progress in this country. It would be like that. And they would not do that because that would be stupid and all of their audience would leave. So, yeah. I went on a long rant about this because this just set off a fucking something in my head that I was just like, stop! So, yeah, I'll probably put up the link to it in the podcast or something, but it's an interesting article nonetheless. It brings up a lot of just shit that I've been getting really frustrated by. We've kind of mused about it here and there, some of the things happening, but I am so sick of it. So, yeah, let's move on. To less, well, I'm sure there's stupid things still, but...
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about EA yet, so there definitely are stupid things.
Which one would you like to start with?
Oh.
Can we just not?
The Sims 4. The ongoing clusterfuck that is The Sims 4.
Oh, I mean, it released on Tuesday, and of course, it sucks. Pretty much. Like, I was reading one review, I think it was Jim Sterling's review, where it was basically like normally he gives you like the bottom line kind of thing at the end, and then his who he recommends it for, or that kind of thing. And he's basically like, this game is worse than The Sims 3. Like, it has less stuff. Recommendation: Sims 3.
Go buy the Sims 3 complete package, which only costs $190 or whatever the fuck it is now.
But, anyways,
that's sad.
Of course, since they didn't let anybody play it beforehand to review it before it came out and whatnot, people are obviously going to pirate the fucking thing to see, before they buy it. Well, apparently their little kind of DRM that they have going with it is when you play it. In addition
to the actual DRM.
Like, as you play it, like, when your sim takes a shower or whatever, they does the pixelization thing over their body. Well, apparently that happens, only it slowly starts to spread across the entire screen. And like, it doesn't affect the UI, it looks like, but everything gets like super pixelated, and it just stays that way. And that's how they know if somebody's pirated it. And of course, then they go on their forums and are like, hey, my game's not working.
Why is this happening?
But I mean,
those
honestly,
are my favorite stories.
The game is probably more fun that way.
I can't see what I'm missing.
I forget what game it was, but there was one where I think it might have been Alan Wake, where like if you pirated it, like your character would have an eye patch, and that would be like the only difference.
That's funny.
That's awesome.
I know, like, I was reading too, because, every time they have an article like this, they talk about other ones. Earthbound had, like, the whole game was harder, and then it would crash at the last boss.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
That's horrible. I was like, oh, God, that's awesome. And then there'd be, like, the ones that, I don't know, there's some indie game, and people would be, like, posting all over the forum, I'm having this problem, and it was like, yeah, that's because you're pirating the game, you fucker. I just can't believe that. I can't believe the audacity of people that pirated a game posting on its forums for help.
Like,
are you fucking kidding me?
I buy games legitimately, and I still wouldn't post on the official forums usually.
Well, yeah, because there's usually no help there anyway.
Especially the Diablo forums.
If anything, I'm going to go to the Steam forums because there's smart people there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is just mind-blowing. Hi, I didn't... like, how do you even, in your head, how does that work? I'm going to ask them for help for the game that I didn't buy from them? Are you... what?
Yeah, it'd be like the last place I would go to ask for help at that point.
Right, I'd probably be concerned that, are they going to know that I, pirated this? Maybe and have a problem with that?
Well, especially since with EA, all their stuff runs through Origin normally, so...
Yeah.
It's like robbing a liquor store, getting shot in the leg by the clerk and asking for him for help.
Yeah, can you help? No! Go fuck yourself! People, man.
People are stupid.
But continuing with the EA thing, then they are pulling a Sims 4 with other games now, apparently.
Hey.
What was it, NHL 15? They're removing a bunch of features that used to be in it.
Yeah, that was a big list. We have that list? We have it somewhere. It's in a place.
It exists.
It exists.
All I know is, I looked through it real quick, and, all the stuff that they took out is stuff I never used in the first place, so I'm fine.
The list, fills the screen almost. Okay, so, that's a lot of shit. I'm not going to go over it. Suffice to say, a lot of stuff. It's kind of funny because it's a list of things that aren't there that were in other games. That's what makes this ridiculous. Why? Why would you take things out that are already in the game? We know that you barely do anything from year to year as it is, and now you're actually taking things out?
Well, at least in this case, they can kind of use the excuse that they didn't have much time for the next generation version to finish, but even then, it's still not the best excuse in the world.
They only had a year, which all they did is update the graphics engine? Come on. What's even new? Is there anything actually new about this game?
Depends on what you mean by new, really.
What has changed other than features that were removed between 14 and 15?
I honestly don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, because it probably is insignificant bullshit. Which is some of the stuff that was removed seems like insignificant bullshit. Although no create a team, that seems kind of important.
I think that was only in a specific mode though.
No online team play.
No season mode. It's just come on, guys.
When's no hockey puck mode?
Yeah. No way to edit individual players. What? The game is basically static. Is this their way of making you buy 16 because you can't update the rosters yourself? I can't change stats myself because they don't let me. So, yup. Mind blowing. It seems like EA is on a mission to basically fuck up every game that they release. I don't even understand. Titanfall was okay, I guess. Maybe they let that studio do whatever they wanted because they don't own them.
I mean, it has problems.
Well, it's not perfect, certainly, but I feel like it's a pretty solid product.
It's entirely possible they left it alone because it very strictly adhered to their online thing.
Well, it's probably that they don't own that developer is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Or maybe they do. I don't know. I thought they started their own. Respawn is its own thing, isn't it?
I believe so. They probably just run through EA's partnership program.
Yeah, you would In which case, yeah, they're probably just like, maybe we won't, fuck with this because we can't. Just like, we need you to publish it and fuck off. Basically.
Give us your money so we can make our game and go away.
Yeah, and it is its own private, independent developer, so that would explain why that hasn't gone to shit. Poor BioWare. Just downhill more and more. I guess we'll see what Dragon Age looks like. Maybe.
Yeah, sooner or later. Like I don't trust that to buy it right off anymore.
I definitely would not. That seems like a poor decision.
Like if Destiny wasn't coming out, maybe. But no.
I don't think I could be that bored. I think I would probably just buy GTA 5 before I got that. Speaking of Rockstar, there's been rumors flying around about GTA 5 that the PC version might be canceled, although they haven't really confirmed anything. This is something about this industry that drives me absolutely fucking insane. Just come out and fucking say it.
Yeah, it took them like almost a week to respond, but they finally were like, "No, this isn't true. Stop it."
So there's all this stuff flying about. It does say the PC version of GTA 5 has not been delayed or canceled. Developer Rockstar Games has confirmed. After recent reports suggested this might be the case, a post from Rockstar Games support staffer confirms that the game's... What I don't understand is, why does this take so long to respond to? Like you were saying, like...
Yeah, like when the shit use
goes
the internet.
Viral, respond immediately. No, it's not delayed. One Twitter post, like 5 fucking words. No,
it doesn't have to be that. They could just
delayed.
like respond to somebody asking and just be like, "No."
Yeah. Do it the fucking Yoshida way. Fucking 1-word responses to everything. Whatever. The stuff is so infuriating sometimes.
There was such a shitstorm over it too, because the PC version was getting canceled and the next gen versions were being pushed back.
Delayed, right.
Like if people fucking lost it.
And this is
there's no way they didn't see that.
Another example of games journalism being complete shit. Where did they get this information? Why does this shit happen constantly? I'm so tired of being dicked around by this stuff. Like, I just don't even care. I see it and I'm like, whatever. If I don't see confirmed by the company, I'm just like, whatever. You keep it in the back of your head, but it's like, what do we know? Okay, GTA 5 releases in the fall.
Okay, apparently the rumor came from a guy named Brad.
Fucking Brad. You hear me, Ma?
Says he worked as Rockstar Games' marketing manager until he quit.
He says that.
Yeah, until he started his own marketing firm. Apparently the info came from him, which 4chan immediately hacked his website.
Give us GTA 5 first piece. Well, I don't condone that, seriously. Don't fucking spread rumors, you shitbag. What a fucker. Like, I wish there was, like, something you could do to people that start false fucking information like this. Just, like, it doesn't have to be a big thing. Just, like the government should just pay people that when they do things that aren't really breaking laws but are shitty, they just, like, pay someone to go punch them in the fucking face. Like, you're an asshole. Stop it. And just walk away. Not even that hard. Just enough to make you know that we're serious.
They say the 4chan thing was the internet equivalent of that.
Kind of, yeah. Hacking a social media company's Twitter is kind of like being punched in the face. So, fuck that guy. Dick.
But yeah, I still find it like, just why did it take him so long to respond?
I don't know.
Somebody
they pay people specifically to literally sit there on Twitter and Facebook and do nothing but this. Like, how long does it take to get an answer? Hey, can I tell them? Okay.
Is like the person who makes the decisions on that stuff, was he on vacation or something?
Yeah, was he asleep for a week? I don't understand.
Like, hey, people think our game's canceled. Should we say no? You got to talk to Dan about that. Well, Dan's not just leave it.
Only one person in the whole company can answer this question, and he's on vacation, so you'll have to wait, everyone. Like, come on.
Considering some of the places I've worked for, that actually sounds like a legitimate reason for that happening. So, and we thought it was going to be a stupid free week.
I did. Started out okay. Just went downhill. Their first few articles were great. Sony's releasing themes. Although, I mean, we kind of hit a snag on the second one that they apparently thought 250 games were going to be free because they're the Escapist.
That wasn't Sony's fault, though.
Research is a 4-letter word to the Escapist. Oh, but GameSpot said it. You know, the bastion of journalistic integrity. Are you fucking... I'm not even going to get back into that.
Stop. Moving on.
So Epic. Yes, this is good stuff.
Yeah,
I was already getting snarky and didn't even know what it was. The Unreal Engine Marketplace has released, offering up a bunch of game assets and stuff for people to use. I don't know, Kyle, you kind of read more into this than I did, I think.
Basically, at the moment, it's just Epic themselves to put stuff up, and most of it, I guess, is free. For people that subscribe or have bought Unreal Engine 4 for use, right. Which is cool. And then I guess the end goal of it though will be for basically any developers that use it, they can put up stuff for either free or for sale. And I think the split is Epic gets 30%.
70-30. Yeah.
Which I mean, sounds fine. It's cool. A good idea. It's a really good idea, and as long as it takes off, it's
assets for other developers to use, so they don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Pretty much.
That's cool.
And I guess they haven't really fleshed it out yet, but it could also be used as for mod packs and stuff like that for their games that use Unreal 4.
Yeah, the cool part about this too is the Unreal Engine 4 runs on Linux, so that gets you all that and on Linux. That's cool.
Yeah,
people can put little tricks and stuff. It's a good idea. I like it.
Yeah, it definitely has a lot of potential for it. So good on them.
Yeah. Ever since Cliffy B left, things just keep looking up and up for that company, huh? Fuck. No, but seriously, this is I love seeing stuff like this. This is just cool. And then on the other super cool business news front, Borderlands 2 is going to be coming to Linux. Fuck yeah. I just saw this the other day, and it's actually confirmed by the company doing, I don't know if they're doing a port, but Aspire Media, which I think handles probably the port, they're actually working on it. And if you hadn't already heard that stupid, the pre-sequel thing that's coming out, is also confirmed for Linux. But that's cool. I mean, I love hearing about stuff going to Linux just because the easier it is to not use Microsoft stuff, the better.
You can feel the Microsoft stranglehold loosening slightly.
Right. And it's not so much that they need to die, which, I mean, they kind of do for the health of PC.
Yeah, they need healthy competition.
They're a fucking dinosaur with a stranglehold on everything. They're pretty much pure evil. Which is kind of ironic considering Bill Gates used all this evil money to do so many good things.
Whatever works, I guess.
Whatever. So, yeah. And this is a fucking huge game, too. I mean, this is something... You've got stuff like The Witcher and stuff like Mega Nerds play. I don't mean that to sound the way that it does, but, Witcher's a little more behind-the-scene kind of game. People have heard of it, but I feel like Borderlands is really mainstream. And it's good to see things with this kind of popularity making it over to Linux finally. There's an unlimited supply of indie shit. And of course, Valve has been porting everything in sight, which is great because they're the ones giving this whole thing a kickstart. But it's really, it's good to see companies really actually doing it, in new games and taking slightly old games and porting them over because, some stuff you could run in Wine, but it ran like shit. And it'll just be really better for everyone if games start coming to Linux more in the future. And really, the next best thing we can see, we got Unreal Engine working in here. The next best thing I could see happening would be EA giving support. That would be fucking huge. I would love to see, even if I have to use Origin, I don't give a fuck. As long as it works on Linux, that would be super cool.
Yeah, somebody big like them and or Activision would definitely.
Right? Isn't Borderlands 2? Is that Activision?
That might be. I'm not actually sure.
I'm not really sure either. I feel 2K. Okay, yeah, they're cool. Well, 2K is a publisher. I get behind on this stuff sometimes. Distributor is Take-Two. Oh, they got that. So I guess that's cool.
Yeah, like if Activision went in, that means Blizzard would be part of that, and they're a huge chunk of fucking PC gaming.
I mean, a lot of Blizzard games do work well in Linux, but with Wine, it would be nice to see them actually put the fucking effort in and release official Linux ones. And I kind of wonder why they haven't. They already make Mac ones.
Yeah.
I mean, Mac games, Mac and Windows are pretty fucking different, but Mac and Linux kind of have a lot of the same base. You know, once you get it to Mac, it shouldn't be that much harder to get it on Linux, even if you have to require people to use a certain distribution like Ubuntu or something. Just make the goddamn thing work. So, I don't know. That's fine though. Every new game is good, so it's always good to see this kind of stuff. I get happy when I see that a game is coming to Linux, even though I don't actually use Linux that much anymore.
Oh, hopefully,
what I do, though,
as much as like Valve is pushing, with the Steam machines and Steam OS stuff, maybe that'll kind of be like a central thing for the people to focus on when putting games on Linux.
Yeah, everyone just needs a little more push. Every new company that jumps on board is just one more little push. So, yay! I like talking about good news.
So rare we get any.
Yeah, and back to the bad news.
Boo.
The Dead Rising 3 port just came to PC. People have been getting in a little bit early by, I don't know, doing it with VPNs and nerd things. And it's a steaming pile of shit, pretty much to sum it up. Runs like shit, crashes a lot. Totalbiscuit even commented saying, "Yep, I can confirm that the people claiming performance is shot to hell on the forums are correct." Great. What a sparkling review. That sucks. And as we were all discussing amongst ourselves before, this is why you don't pre-order Capcom games, ever. Capcom, which I learned today, is probably the only company I've ever heard of actually releasing a slightly altered version of their own game and fucking it up somehow. What happened to Street Fighter, MT?
The netcode is pretty much fucking terrible. I don't know the full-on specifics about it, but like it was something about where if you would search for a ranked match and like you would get into one, in the background it would still be searching the whole time. So like it would fuck up your game. And like the people that play that game are super serious about it, and it has to be frame perfect, otherwise they're gonna blow a gasket. So
pretty sure Street Fighter is like the definition of try hard.
It's been bad since it came out early August, I think it was, mid-August. They have a beta patch for the online, which I haven't tried myself, but I've heard is much better. Some people have had better results than others, and I kind of have given up on it. I still have the 360 version I can play instead, so I haven't really touched the PC version yet, because I'm waiting for the netcode to be fixed, because I'm one of those people that wants to be a tryhard, but will never be one.
But you try anyway.
I try, kind of.
You're the try-fail.
That's a good way of putting it, sure.
So, yeah. I think the lesson here in all of this is never pre-order a Capcom game. Yeah, just don't do that. Wait for other people who are, well, not stupid, but overly trusting of companies that don't deserve their trust. Wait for them to play it and for it to fuck up. Case in point, Watch Dogs looked interesting to me. Did I pre-order it? No. Why? Because it's Ubisoft. I think that pretty much says all that you need to know.
All of their pre-order shit with that should have put everyone off.
I know, right?
Which for one,
do you want? Didn't they even make their own chart?
Probably.
That, I think, was the height of absurdity. You had to make a chart just to tell us all the stupid shit that you're trying to give us if we pre-order it XYZ and oh god.
Not to mention the big super edition that came with all the physical stuff had the iconic hat. That's not even possible. This is a new IP.
You can't have it. Oh, the
even
iconic
beyond
hat
that, it
from
was
the E3 demo that never fucking came to be.
Like even beyond that, like it wasn't it like just like a plain fucking baseball cap?
I don't even know.
Like
it's
that's
just...
like how were they even allowed to use that word?
It's so stupid. I get so mad that I just start laughing. I can't even. I'm so mad. I can't even get any madder. Yeah, I'm like looping back around to amusement.
Basically, how it was. I was like, "Oh, this looks like it might be cool," and then everything I saw after that, it's like, "Well, not buying that."
I'm giving less of a fuck every day. You know, I don't even care anymore. I'm like, you know what? You be retarded, and I'm just not gonna do whatever dumb shit you're trying to do because you see the shit that comes with pre-orders. It's all dumb shit anyway. Like, who even cares about any of this shit? It's meaningless. It's costumes and fucking wanking material. It's stupid. Special editions come with bullshit too. Not that I mean,
pre-order the Destiny versions,
huh?
Can you pre-order our Destiny special edition?
Yeah, and I mostly just want it because it comes with a steel case. I like steel books, but I don't know. I can't even. I'm getting to that point. I don't even care anymore. I'm not even gonna get mad. I'm just gonna laugh at them. It's stupid. People that are getting into it like real bad are just poor souls. The people that need to use that chart, you have my condolences.
Truly sorry.
I am truly sorry for your lots. And that brings us right back around again. I guess we could have mentioned this while we were talking about Borderlands. Sega blames Gearbox for Aliens Colonial Marines misleading marketing, which, as Kyle mentioned, seems like fair game. What exactly was all of this article about? I mean, I read through it, but I know you have more opinions than me.
I don't know about that, but
I just have
Let's see. Here's the quote. Like, I don't know if this is from. Yeah, let's see. Like this is somebody from Sega. I don't know how important they are. I didn't read that much. But the parties had to mutually agree to the precise particulars of marketing assets delivered by Gearbox, the motion states. It's probably involved in like the whole lawsuit thing.
Mm-hmm.
Gearbox's participation, Randy Pitchford's in particular, was a key element in the ACM marketing strategy from the beginning. The filing details multiple examples of Gearbox making public and press announcements without Sega's approval, even after being specifically told not to. Let's see, and then here's a quote. I spoke face to face to Gearbox's Steve Gibson about their presentation or persistent panel leaking. Sega's Matt Iyer wrote in an email for company officials. Effectively, it's Randy Pitchford doing whatever the fuck he likes. Apparently, he did it twice on Borderlands, also against all the panels, and despite the fact that they asked him not to, I think our best result here is that we have no more panel sessions. So,
oh god!
Like apparently,
Stop
this guy is just a giant
away,
fucking asshat.
And yeah, that guy really. It sucks. I really like Borderlands, but the guy at Gearbox is a fuck ass. Seriously, what a giant shit sack this guy. Everything I see him, I blame Sega less and less, and because at the outset I was like, oh whatever, fuck you both. But now I'm just like, man, fuck this guy. They need to kick him out on his ass because he's obviously a fucker. Just stop doing anything ever. Go away. You're like a plague upon gaming. Ugh. Of course, it does ultimately rest with Sega, who still decided to release the piece of shit.
Yeah.
So they're not completely blameless here.
Yeah, this is like
you should have gone, we're not releasing this, and then sued them.
At least a smidge of this is them going, no, them.
Yeah. No.
Like, I mean, yeah, it's kind of our fault, but it's way more their fault.
But that guy's a dick. Yeah. Gaming. So, what else? Destiny comes out Tuesday. Yay!
Like, I seriously watched that.
Yay! Sound like the fucking cancer ward over here.
But we were unified.
Damn right. Our week cheers of joy at least equal one person.
We're not a church choir, man. Don't expect too much out of us. Hallelujah.
I'm I don't think I've ever been like this hyped up for a game ever.
Well, let's just hope this goes better for me than last time, because the last time was Diablo 3 and it didn't go so well on launch day. I really hope that the PSN doesn't just get butt fucked as soon as the game comes out. That's a very good possibility that's going to happen, though.
Luckily, I probably won't have to worry about that since I have to wait for my copy to show up in the mail. I won't be involved in the midnight launch fucking mess.
I'm gonna. God damn it.
I would like to, but...
I'm going to a Best Buy in, like, fucking Chandler. It's fine.
Still waiting for Amazon to give me the option for release date shipping.
Whatever. It's one of those, nicer places, so... At least I won't be shot while I'm standing out there waiting. Best Buy was pretty good last time when I went to pick up my PS4. That was like one of the smoothest... I feel like maybe they're up in their game a bit. They still don't know how to fucking work a turnstile, but I guess it didn't have that many... Or not a turnstile. They still don't know how to put up like ropes, and it seems like they'll never learn how to do that. But they did move things pretty well. I think we had like... I don't know, for the PS4 launch, maybe 15 people there. There wasn't a ton, but it was just like boom, 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 and you're done. Like it just moves smooth, and kind of how GameStop does it too. GameStop really does. Have you ever been to a midnight launch with them?
Been to a couple.
They're pretty. They know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
So I think Best Buy is sort of learning, and they're doing the midnight launches more, because even the Best Buys that aren't, they have them open now for midnight launches. I don't even know how long they've been doing that, but that's kind of convenient. So there's more likelihood you'll actually get a copy of something at Best Buy. Well, they have more copies, I should say. They also have a tendency to fuck people and send out waves of cancellations. Kind of a mixed bag. But yeah, with the Destiny launch, a little bit ahead of that, they had this Google Map thing. Did you actually do it? I didn't do it. I just cheated, and somebody posted the code for the card, so I was like, "Yup."
Yeah, there's a card.
Yeah, there's a card. You didn't even do it all, did you?
Not the entire thing, no.
No, I just did the moon and then stopped. Like, that's kind of cool, and then stopped.
I did all the moon, and I went back later, and even though it said it was like using cookies to save that shit, apparently it decided not to.
Oh,
so
that cookie came from the moon. You guys.
Apparently it didn't come from the moon because it didn't save us.
Well, it came from the moon and never made it here.
But yeah,
there's a
look at that.
There's a subreddit for Destiny. You guys should, if you're curious.
It's called.
I was wondering if they did.
Is Destiny the game, and someone posted the code that you get at the end.
Okay. I was kind of wondering if there wasn't something, because there was like a couple like secret type things you could find that's all like, hey, look at this. This is a secret. I was like, oh, I wonder if, and just the fact that, it had a specific number of things you could find on each one, I figured there was something, but I wasn't going to sit there for like 2 hours, like clicking on everything.
Yeah, neither was I. I saw what it was, and I was like, I'm going to see this when I play it, so fuck this.
It was pretty cool though. Like there's like, as you move through it, there's like a guy that talks and like tells you about stuff. Like a nice little like story related thing, so.
Well, I have no idea where I got the code.
And then they also
I did get it from here.
Today released a live action trailer, which I've watched it a couple times now because it was pretty cool.
We should put this up on our. See, this is why people. This is when Reddit is sweet. When people do the work for you and you don't have to do anything. We'll put the link up for the podcast to us, Reddit discussion where some dude already found the code and posted it. Pretty, convenient. if you don't actually want to sit there and do the whole damn thing.
Well, looks like they also on there have a link to the 17 other
The
codes.
other 17 codes, right? And if you didn't get it on the beta one, sorry. So that's cool. Comes with some sort of card. It's probably some fucking logo or some bullshit, but whatever.
Yeah, it looks like the Planet View one is supposed to be a emblem thing.
Yeah. Which, whatever. That's cool.
But most of that stuff is probably going to be
likes stuff.
Cosmetic.
I already have my Jade Rabbit emblem or whatever it was called in the beta. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I worked for that one, damn it.
Oh, I don't think you get to keep that one. That was probably one that you just get on the moon.
No, I'm pretty sure they are going to carry it over.
They showed the pictures of the two that you get, because there was one for just having been in the beta at all, and then there's another one for having been on during when they did that moon thing, and they showed pictures of them, and they're not the Jade Rabbit.
I want my Jade Rabbit.
But you have to get it from the moon.
But I already did.
That Jade Rabbit's from the moon.
Get out.
I can't help it.
And, I don't know, there's a couple other things that aren't that interesting. I guess Left 4 Dead 2 in its full gory form is finally coming to Australia.
Once they stop being slightly less giant pricks about their games.
Instead of unrated games being banned, they now have an R18 plus rating. So, violent things can finally do it. Yes. I was just like, yay, I guess you're into that kind of thing. Living in Australia. Sorry for everyone that will now be able to pay $100 to buy Left 4 Dead 2. Have fun, Shade!
Well, depending on who you ask, it could be $500. Shade!
We love you.
And, also apparently hot on the heels of Hyrule Warriors, Dragon Quest is getting its own Dynasty Warriors thing for the PS4.
I've never even played Dragon Quest.
I played the original one, and then one of the ones that was on the PS2, 7 or 8. Forget which one it was.
Whatever.
But yeah, I mean,
that's nowhere near as exciting.
That's apparently a thing now.
I can't imagine many people are going to give a fuck about this, but I guess we'll see. The Zelda one's cool because it's Zelda.
Well, I mean, people like
I think
Dragon
the people
Quest.
that play Dragon Quest would rather just play Dragon Quest.
I don't know. It's bigger in Japan than it ever was here, so I know there's been a lot of hubbub over them not releasing the 3DS version of one of them over here. Nintendo's doing that again.
Of course. As per usual. Dusty old man, etc., etc. Same shit, different day.
Really interesting stuff that I saw, at least to me. I know you don't care even a single fuck about MMOs.
One iota. I know where this is going. This one is interesting, though. I know of this.
There's a couple MMO things.
Oh. Well, then it might be one of the ones I don't give a fuck about.
the one is CCP, the guys that make EVE Online.
That's the interesting
They're
one.
closing their San Francisco offices, which I guess they were the ones working on that World of Darkness MMO that nobody cared about.
I've never even heard of that. So
yeah, pretty much.
Good show.
Only when you hear them, everyone thinks EVE, so they should probably just stick with that, which they are doing now. Because they did that.
That is so ridiculous that it has its own actual economy.
Yeah. Well, and then they do cool things with it too, because they put out that Dust 514 game on the PS3,
which was an abysmal failure.
Yeah, it was. It could have used some more work. I tried the beta. It was a thing.
It was poop, if I recall.
Yeah, but I mean the concept was cool because it tied directly to the PC game, and
a cool concept.
The money,
was a terrible execution.
Was a thing.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Pretty much, they had never made that kind of game before, and probably should have had somebody help them.
What they probably should have done is gone to anyone that's ever made a shooter before and asked them, okay, if it's a Sony, because it was specific to the PS3, right?
Yep.
Go ask the fucking Killzone dev to make it. Be like, Sony, let's do this.
Yeah, but then they're also doing another one called Eve Valkyrie or something like that. I want to say it's for the Oculus, but I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how far that's going to go.
But, I mean, if that ties in with everything else, I like that idea of, the games, tying into each other like that, directly. The money and economy and stuff translates between them.
Yeah.
Because I know that was the big thing with Dust was like you like people in the PC like in EVE on PC on EVE Online could actually like basically hire people in the other game to like get stuff for them and pay them and whatnot.
I don't feel like it.
Oh, that's pretty much what EVE is all about, from what I understand. It's like
Play the game
the
for
MMO.
me. I don't want to. Yeah, that's why. It sounded interesting, and then I read stuff like that, and I was like, nope.
Yeah, it's not what I like. I get why people might
Doing
like
your
that.
taxes,
Like it's a very yeah, like everything I've seen from it. It sounds cool if you're into that kind of thing.
Monthly
but
budgeting.
I'm not.
The game. Mint.com. The game.
And then the other one is Elder Scrolls Online just laid off a bunch of people, which is quite possibly a sign that it's going free to play.
Oh boy, another great one.
I like it.
Free to play though.
Well, yeah, depending on how they do that. Like, I mean,
it's ZeniMax. They don't even.
But
hold on.
Well, ZeniMax is technically Bethesda. It's like a offshoot that they specifically created to make this game.
No, you need to, because this whole development has been just an absolute fuck. There was one company making it that was not Bethesda, and they made them stop, and now they're making it, or they're still making it, and Bethesda's publishing it.
Here's how this worked. There was Bethesda, and the guy that started Bethesda was like, okay, we need a company that can deal with everything, like, fucking books and, other media-related stuff for their stuff. So they made ZeniMax, which, basically is Bethesda, it's the parent company for Bethesda. Right. But it was made out of Bethesda, and then they started ZeniMax Online specifically to make the Elder Scrolls Online. It's still technically Bethesda, but in a weird way.
What was all that lawsuit shit about?
Oh, that's because of they own like ZeniMax owns id as well, and the whole John Carmack thing and the Oculus.
But there was a lawsuit at one point about someone making Elder Scrolls and they weren't supposed to be. Like the company that originally owned it or some kind of shit. You don't remember
I
that?
know, like, I don't remember seeing that, but
I'm
I know.
thinking of Fallout.
Okay, yeah, that's. I'm pretty sure Elder Scrolls has always been Bethesda's.
Nope. Yeah, never mind.
Okay.
I'm an idiot.
Anyways. Yeah, like they put out the usual statement of, oh no, this is like, which is kind of true that it's normal for MMOs because it takes like so much fucking shit to get them off the ground, and then once it's going smoothly, they don't need nearly as many people as they had. I get that, but at the same time, they have not released the console version of it yet. It got delayed, and we're still, it still hasn't. They haven't pretty much said nothing about it since it got delayed. So there's like a weird kind of thing in there where I don't know that they're necessarily doing that well. There's no real way to tell if they're doing well either because it's a private company, so they don't have to put out their fucking subscription numbers or anything like that. So nobody really knows how well the game is doing. Ooh. Like my only all I can say is I play the game, and any place I go to, no matter what level area I go in, there are plenty of people running around. And that's more than I could say for a lot of the other MMOs I've played. So, I don't know. It could be fine. It could be not fine. I guess it really depends on how they manage it from here on.
Yeah. I guess we'll see. Only time can tell.
Like, my only real opinion is, like, the game itself, I like. ZeniMax themselves, like, they're as a developer and their customer service people or whatever, they're all a bunch of fucking assholes.
Alrighty.
They pull some really stupid shit with it, so I mean it could go either way.
I never have and I never will play it, but I mean if you like it.
Yeah, it's different enough from most of the MMOs I've played that I
forgot that it had already I forgot that it even released already. It's one of the very few games that exists on PS4, I guess.
No, it doesn't exist on it yet.
No, not yet. Well,
it was supposed to, the console version was supposed to have come out in June, I think it was, and then about a month beforehand, when they still, because they still hadn't done a beta or anything, like they said they were going to, and everybody's well, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're delaying it by 6 months or so.
Maybe that's part of the layoffs, like they're finishing that up and just hunting
Maybe.
away all the people that were working
They still
on that.
like since the announcement they were delaying it though. There has been zero news on it that I've seen, so it's hard to say.
Whoopsie. I guess we'll see. All right. Well, that about does it for this week. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we've gone long enough. I don't think we really have time to talk about what we've been playing.
We do not. I haven't been playing anything anyway.
I've been playing Diablo, and that's about it.
I started Fez, and then I've been playing Diablo.
Oh yeah, I saw that in your sig.
Yep. Yeah, you can always tell
what
what
is
I'm
this
playing
goofy
on my
shit?
console.
Oh, okay.
Like I have to say, as much as Phil Fish is a giant fuckwad, like
Sure,
that is actually
yeah.
a really good game for having been made by like 2 people. That is an amazing game.
One of whom is apparently an enormous douche.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
But I mean, hey, it's probably the most like well polished like indie game I've seen in a long time. So they did something right at least.
Well, there you go. That counts for something. All right. Well, then we will see you next week. Thank you for joining us, MT.
My pleasure.
And Kyle.
His pleasure.
It is MT's pleasure for Kyle to join us.
Is it
And
really?
once again- Well, probably not.
No, it is. I know this.
Oh, okay. Well, if you say so.
Just
He's
trust me
ripped
on
for
this.
your pleasure.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Can we go back and delete that part, please?
Nope.
Wait, what am I saying? I can do that if I want to.
Whoop. See you next time.
See ya.
Bye.